There's a very interesting technology out there called blog ads. By now, everyone in the room really should know what a blog ad is, or what a blog is anyway, a weblog. It's in the blogosphere. It's growing rapidly as news junkies turn into web pundits and hardcore grassroots followers. My next guest was one of the first people to capitalize on that emerging market, and he'll tell us why everything you thought you knew about blogs is wrong.
In 2002, Henry Copeland, whose company Pressflex.com served as webmaster for nearly 100 newspapers and magazines across Europe, refocused his company to connecting advertisers with bloggers. His first big blog ad sold for $32. Now he has ads selling for as much as $4,500. How do you promote this to a new audience? Let's find out from the president of blogads.com, Henry Copeland.
Just remember, everybody gets a walk-up song, and I'm not going to let that go away because, you know, Jay Stolman and the All-Stars, good job, guys. I had Henry come in to talk to us and our team. This is fascinating for those of you out there who have an opportunity to do this. Have him come in and talk to you about what blog ads are, what they do, what the power of them is, and what the reach is. Tell us a little bit what a blog ad is, how they work, and I know you've got some graphics here which Val and the team will make sure that we see. There's your first one.
Sure. Let's pop into the first one. The big picture is here. Frank talked about devices, Beth talked about ideas, Tim talked about software. The real revolution going on here is a cultural one. It's a people revolution. And I pulled together these two slides because it's really hard to explain to people, you know, a blog is just a diary. That's easy. But what happens when you get 10,000 or 100,000 blogs together? What you have is a revolution. You have a whole transformation in the way that we process information. So if you look there on the left, that's the industrial model for processing information. That's the model, frankly, that Frank's business still uses. It's the, you know, you have silos, you have reporting chains, everything is automated, you have cookie cutters, and it's the way you do things on big scale. That's the old model. The new model is 10,000 or 100,000 people all sitting at their computers typing away madly, each of them processing a tiny bit of information. There's no top down, there's no boss, there's no marching orders. It's all these folks basically having a lot of fun. It's a big cocktail party. I mean, if we go back to that slide really quickly, what you've got, it's swarms, it's beehives, and it's crazy. It's a cocktail party. And the problem for marketers is they come into this cocktail party and they want to take the old bullhorn that they've used for the last 50 years and pick it up and start shouting. And basically, if you did that in a cocktail party, everybody turn and walk to the other corner. You come into the conversation, you have to kind of sidle into it. You have to engage. You have to offer some interesting tidbits. And so we'll offer some examples of how that works.
Next slide.
Next slide. So these are examples of some great ads and some stupid ads. And I'll leave it up to you to decide which are which.
I like the NBC one there, the caught on tape.
The NBC one did phenomenally well. You can see also there's a Turner Broadcast ad there for a reality TV show. You've got a great ad. That top one is actually for the trial lawyers, the bird flu. That's not the trial lawyers saying, hey, you know, we're good people and you should stick with us. It's actually saying, gee, you know, what do these two ideas have in common? It engages you, it pulls you in, it seduces you, it interests you.
I think one of the things that is really interesting about the use of a blog ad is that you're not going to just see on an effective blog ad, tonight at 7 on NBC, you should watch this program, because the bloggers will flame you.
They'll flame you, they'll just say, gee, this is the same old, same old. This is somebody bullying their way into the crowd saying, listen to me, I'm important, you should pay attention. You have to earn their attention. You have to engage in the conversation. And so if we go to the next slide, these are some fascinating examples that actually Frank's team put together. And what you can see is dramatic difference in terms of the reaction of the audience to the different slides. The kind of classic slide, you know, the name of the show was To Catch a Predator. So you can see that third slide over has To Catch a Predator. The branding is big there. And sure enough, look at it. You know, only 5 in 1,000 people clicked on that. You know, you take the branding down a notch, you make the image a little subtle or a little stranger, or a little more dangerous in a sense, and boom, you've got 40 people in 1,000 clicking, and that's a phenomenal click-through. You guys did really great with that.
I thought we did one that, and this is an example I think that also plays to this, where we had, it was from the Predator series, and there was a girl who had pulled up her shirt, and you could see her belly, and the question on the blog ad was, click yes if you think I'm sexy, click no if you think I'm not. And when you clicked on it, it took you to the Dateline MSNBC page. We got in a lot of trouble for that.
You got in some trouble. I mean, the problematic line, and I'm sure
because we caught the predators?
No. The problematic line there, and your lawyers probably cleared it. You said, I'm a teen. Now, it turns out she's 19. That's okay. But, you know, your ads were running on some religious blogs, for example. And for them, the idea that they were going to click, I mean, it had a phenomenal click-through. I think it was 4%. You know, you guys did great, but you also pissed some people off. And
well,
you
we
got
had to
that
take
feedback,
it down after
and then you took it down, which was great.
Is there another one of these?
Nope, that's it.
So how can these people buy a blog ad? And how can a local channel use it? How can the European channels use it? How can the designers figure out how to do it right?
Okay, we've got a whole bunch of verticals. We've got mommy bloggers, we've got biblical bloggers, we've got gun bloggers, and we've got local niches in states. And so what you would do is we've got an interface. It's easy to dig in and find those niches. You know, and the great thing is these ads don't need to be overly designed. In fact, if they look less slick, less professional, more like something a real human being would create rather than a machine, like that ad on the right, it's just a screen grab. With some text under it. It's really easy to do. You know, so there's a sense in which this whole revolution is, again, re-empowering people, disempowering giant organizations and institutions, and letting just your average hack put together an interesting ad.
One of the things that it's really important here, I think that everyone needs to know is you just can't click on this ad unless you've got somewhere for it to go.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just say, you know, click on an ad that's specific and then you deliver them into this, you know, the MSNBC homepage. No, it needs to be delivering them to more information that will, again, contribute to the conversation. I mean, everybody out there is generating ideas. You need to generate ideas too. You can't just say, you know, we're great, do business with us.
One of the things I think that's really fascinating, and I think every traditional marketer in the room is going to go, what is he talking about? Is that you say that it's okay to engage in a blog ad that drives the viewer to the competition.
Yes, and again, this is the complex thing. Again, the bloggers exist, and the bloggers are powerful because they link to each other. They realize none of them has a monopoly on information. So what they're all doing is taking other people's information and playing with it, and engaging in it. You know, it's one of these more is better types of viral spiraling. And if you just say, we're a monopolist, we're great, nobody else out there exists, you know, you've stuck your head in the sand, nobody knows, everybody knows you're wrong. And so to link to your competition, link to somebody who's critical of you. Because, you know, what happens is that then spirals back around. They link back to you. You've got a conversation going. And it's radical because marketers are very narcissistic. It's all about me. No. It's all about the community.